Okay, so here we go. I've had this long-term discussion about the filtration of the transmission filters. Folks, let's be honest. If you put a filter on the suction side of a pump or a transmission and the filter is too restrictive or gets plugged or clogged, what's going to end up happening is you're going to have suction problems, you're going to have deprivation of transmission fluid going into the transmission, and long-term results is going to be catastrophic. So what we have in the transmission might be called a filter, might look like a filter, but it really isn't. The filter is more of a screen. You can look at it as a metal screen, which Toyota used quite a bit, or you can look at it as a fibrous screen, which is what these newer transmissions seem to be putting in. It's still a screen. It's not filtering the grit, the metal particulates, the contaminants that are going to be destroying the very small valves and actuators that are inside the transmission. And I am by no means a transmission expert, never worked on one, never tore one down, but I'm going to tell you what, the filters, the screens that are inside the transmission are not doing a good job. I'm going to show you what's happened with my minivan. I've got a 2008 Sienna, and I bought it with 56,000 miles on it. It just turned 90,000. At 60,000 miles, I put this Magnefine transmission power steering filter inline after the cooler, or before the cooler, I'm not quite sure. But it's inline before the fluid returns back to the transmission pan. Now, why did I put it there? Because it's on the pumping side. It's actually the ejected fluid side of the transmission, so it's under pressure. You're going to get high quality filtration, and it's going to be passed through a paper filter media, just like what you see in your engine oil. Now there's some black bits on that. That's from me cutting open the plastic container. You can see that right on the silver end case. But you can see how dark the filter media is. It's trapping all of the non-ferrous or the non-iron particulates, such as copper, any of the friction material in the clutches. All that's being trapped right here in the paper media. It's dark, but it's not full, so my transmission's in pretty good shape. What I want to show you now is what your fiber media, your filter, that has been going back and forth, Dan DeMann and a few other people have claimed is so important to change. Let's see how good of a job that filtration is doing. This is the magnet that Magnefine has in the top portion of the filter. Let me set the camera down. What I'm going to do is I want to wipe off that magnet with a clean paper towel. Nothing's up my sleeve. I'm going to pick up the magnet, which is attached to my wrench or my pliers, and we're going to wipe it off to see just how much iron is going to come off of this. This is what you're not catching. Even if you put a brand new filter in your transmission, you are going to miss all of this crap. This is the stuff you do not want recirculating through your transmission. Now if you can see that, hopefully we're getting a good image here. Look at all this crap. These are metal bits. Some are quite large, as far as I'm concerned at least. If you can see that. If you're not using a Magnefine filter inline and change it out every 30,000 miles, you are not helping your transmission. Now I'm not a spokesperson for this. I just use these and I use them on all my vehicles. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can hold this up. The white background. See the edge of that magnet? Look at the bits. That shit is going to go circulating right through your transmission every time it pumps fluid. And guess what? It wasn't collected by the magnets in the pan. This magnet filters every bit of fluid. It has to go past the magnet. If it's in the fluid, it's going to be trapped. So you need to get a Magnefine filter in line And why bother changing the screen? The screen is just going to open up your transmission to more particulates floating around. Every time you drop that pan, you're freeing up more ferrous particulates to go back into the transmission. I think it's the dumbest idea there is. But that's just me. I'm somewhat controversial when it comes to my opinions. So, do what you want. It's your transmission. If you want it to last, do what I tell you to do. If you don't care, change your filter media and let this crap still circulate through your transmission over and over and over again. Let's see if I can get any more of this crap off. See, there's still bits I can't get off the magnet. So I'm going to set this back down here. Look at this. This is the crap after 30,000 miles. This isn't 100,000, this is 30,000 miles. There's bits and pieces all over here that would have otherwise continued to circulate through my transmission. Now, I can show you a fancy fibrous filter, and that means nothing to me. This means a lot to me. This means that I'm filtering my transmission, my fluid is clean, and it's free of the harmful debris that's going to be flowing through the transmission. So, make up your own mind. I'm kind of done with this conversation. I feel like I'm arguing with a bunch of, well, I'm not going to say that. Everybody has their own opinion. I like dealing with facts. You make your own choice up from here. Have a nice day, folks. Take care.